Oh, hey guys, what's going on? Was just recently putting away my Karate Kid figures that I just recently did an unboxing. So if you haven't checked that out, feel free to watch the Icon Heroes Karate Kid toy unboxing. I am your host JD, and welcome to another edition of Who's Lucy. This segment of the J&J Toy Giants YouTube channel, we're going to go over all kinds of figures that we didn't unbox, where we either was hand-me-down or was purchased loose. And I got a lot of stuff that I wanted to go over with you that I purchased from the YardCon Toy Hunt. Also another video you should check out. And a lot of loose figures, very, very good finds, very, very retro stuff. So this edition of Who Lucy is brought to you by the Toy Hunt from YardCon. Let's take a look. All right, so the very first figure that we're going to go over today is the Batman 89 Toy Biz figure that when the original Batman 89 with starring Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson came out, this is the very first one that they came out with. Standard figure, it almost kind of looks like the exact type of mold that they were using for the Batman from the Superpower line that they did about a few years before that. So this one actually, like I said, I got this from the toy hunt that I did from the YardCon. Be sure to check that video out. And I was surprisingly enough that it actually still came with the soft good cape. I mean, obviously that's a little feathered or weathered here. So you can see it comes with the weapon here. His like little, I don't even think he even used this. The gun that he used for the grappling hook was a little different. So back in the 80s, they're when you did like a movie and they did action figures, that weapons aren't really that like, you know, exact. They didn't really pay attention to small details like that. But I mean, this is what it came with in the box, and I'm glad I actually have this too. So it's a pretty cool accessory that I don't have to worry about finding. There's a slight paint wearing off of the cowl on the points, but all in all, I mean, it's a pretty good figure for how old it is. And you know, the person that I actually was able to talk to, the owner of the home that was doing the actual YardCon or yard sale rather, all of that stuff was his, and he was moving, and that's why he was selling all his stuff, because he was moving and he needed to get some cash. So he goes, yeah, I've been collecting for quite some time, and I just wanted to, he hated to part with it, but he needed the money. So we've all been there. But it's still, actually, this is the most important thing that I wanted to mention here on this figure, is that this figure had a retractable belt, where like it showed on the movie where he would use his belt to kind of rappel from and hang on with Vicky Vale, kind of like this. So I was definitely able to get this. I saw the Robin, but that was actually from the Superpower line, which was also made by Toy Biz. And but it was kind of roughed up, and they didn't have the capes. It's like, I'll probably just wait to see if I can find it on my card or eBay or something that is either better shape or possibly mint on card, so I can let it breathe. But it's a pretty cool figure. Doesn't have any stands, so these pretty much stand pretty well by themselves. And I'm also liking that the bat signal is pretty pristine here. And you can see the head sculpt is pretty much just a basic figure for that time. I mean, actually that time it was kind of like what we would look at a DC multiverse kind of right now. But pretty simple figure. I love it. One of my favorite toys that I had as a kid that my dad used to buy me. He used to buy me a lot of these toys when I was a kid. And so let's go to the next one. All right, so the next one that we're going to be going over today is the Leonardo Classics 1988 figure that was released in 2012 from Playmates. I think on the video, I said that it might have been from Super 7, but I wasn't sure. On the actual, because it comes with a little stand from that has a name on it right here. And it says Leonardo. I thought it was a Super 7, but it really almost kind of looks like a Super 7 figure that they just came out with recently, not too long ago, but it's very detailed. I mean, there's a lot of articulation here. You can close his hands so that he can actually hold on to his katana swords and stuff like that. I wasn't actually aware of that this even came out under Playmates back then, but it's pretty cool. This is the way Leonardo looked in the series, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that came out when I was a kid. This was one of the shows that I used to watch on the regular, like every single day. I actually owned the series on DVD, the first 2 seasons, and they're available on streaming services as well. But so that's pretty cool. It actually comes to the stand, so I don't have to worry about buying one. Although I don't know, this was a little bit too big. I might have to put another stand just to have more space, because as you can see here, I'm gonna put a post or a picture of the collection I have right now. I might actually have to put it down in the bottom where all the NECA stuff is, so I may have to do that. I'm not sure, but that's what I have on my collection as of right now. And so it's getting there. It's getting bigger. My collection for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is growing, and I'm very, very happy that I saw this. And you can see tell my voice of the excitement when my wife says, "Hey, look at this!" When we were doing the toy hunt. So head sculpt's pretty cool. I'm gonna keep the katana swords in here, and you can see this the L that they used to. They did that for the cartoon because in the comics they didn't really have a way of telling you who's Leonardo, because they all had the same bandana, they were the same color. But obviously Leonardo has the katana sword, and I like it a lot. Love this figure, and not much I can really say about that. Very, very good condition, I will say that. Whoever this dude is that had this sale took a really good care of his stuff. Obviously, some of the stuff that were played with and kind of worn out were from his childhood, so you can't really fault him for that, But this one was actually pretty cool, and I love it a lot. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures. Sorry. And let's go to the next one. All right, so this next one is going to be another one that I got from the ArtCon Toy Hunt, and this is Ant-Man from the Marvel Legends line that came out in 2014. So this actually came out right before the movie came out. So we understand a lot of nowadays. For me as a collector, I'm understanding now that they try to get the toys ahead of time before the movie, or around when the time the movie comes out, so that they can kind of capitalize on the popularity of the movie itself. So this is the Ant-Man suit that Paul Rudd, who starred in the movie of Ant-Man, wore in the beginning of his first movie, because he's going to be having 3 so far. The third one hasn't been released yet, but he's been also in the he's been in Endgame, he's been in Civil War and stuff like that. But this actually was part of a Build-A-Figure that came out in 2014 under the Marvel Legends line, and it was a Build-A-Figure for Ultron. Now, obviously, I don't have the Build-A-Figure accessories because this one was loose. It wasn't in the package, but it's very loose. I tried to put it on a stand. It's not working, but it's pretty good condition for what I bought for it. And yeah, those peg holes on the bottom are pretty big. I'm probably gonna have to find a specific stand for these, but other than that, I mean, it's a pretty good figure. It's really loose on the legs. I'm gonna have a hard time trying to stand him up, but I like it a lot. It's pretty much accurate as far as like the suit is concerned. Maybe the lips not so much on the actual head sculpt, but I mean, this is back in 2014. They do a marvelous job, no pun intended, for these particular figures. But yeah, I mean, it's just adding on to my Marvel Legends collection, which is growing by the month. But let's go to the next figure. This is pretty much, I like this guy. I like it a lot. Let's go to the next one. All right, and finally, we're going to have Chewbacca from the Marvel Black Series. I'm not exactly sure which Black Series line this was from, either whether it was just like him by himself, or was it the Empire Strikes Back 40th Anniversary Edition. But it is a black series. I can tell that just by looking at it. So detailed, just like the other one. I'm glad because I already have a Han Solo, so now I have Chewie and I have Han. And I got this also from the YardCon. Pretty much all of this stuff, I'm going to name the video YardCon Who's Lucy. But yeah, I mean, I got this at the YardCon Toy Hunt as well. And I knew exactly when I saw it, I'm like, yep, I'm getting this one. And was looking to actually get a Chewbacca as well, also on the retro vintage collection. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I was actually glad that it came with his like little, I guess you could say satchel. I forget what they call this. And it comes with his blaster as well. And it also has this portion, like kind of like his crossbow, but I can't seem to figure out how this is actually supposed to go on, if there's an attachment that goes on with it, but I'll figure it out at some point. I don't know, this looks more like Jedi Chewie than regular Empire Strikes Back, but if anyone in the comments, can you write there, basically let me know what is the difference between the Jedi Chewie, Empire Strikes Back Chewie, and New Hope Chewie? Because, you know, they have, I'm sure they do re-releases of specific ones, but you don't know unless you actually bought it on the box. If you buy it loose, how can you tell? And from what I can tell here, I mean, it looks just like Chewie, but I'm not sure exactly what movie this is depicting. So, because on the other Black series, you can get like, you know, Jedi Luke in his like black Jedi outfit with the cape, and you can also get Speeder or, you know, rebel pilot Luke and stuff like that. You guys know what I'm talking about. So if you guys know which one this is just by looking at this, and I'll give you a closer look. Got him on the stand, which I was lucky to have it, and this was actually really hard to put on his blaster on his hand, so I'm glad I was able to get that back on, because I had it in his arm or on his hand when I got him, but then it fell out in the baggie. So nice. Well, that does it for this edition for Who's Lucy. We'll be with you in a moment. All right, so that does it for this edition of Who's Lucy, brought to you by J&J Toy Giants. Again, I am your host, JD. Feel free to like and subscribe, and also comment on any of our video submissions on YouTube, also Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And be sure to take a look at the Instagram post that I just posted not too long ago about a mystery gift, or mystery box rather, giveaway that we're doing once we reach 200 subscribers. I'll leave a link and of the post, and also how to enter as well. But stay safe and keep on cruising. See you later.